stop the clock, and we have our 10-3 lead here at halftime. For the Vikings, Jarvis red wine and Darren Nelson. Taking with the wind, Garcia kicks it to red wine about 2 yards deep. He comes out, but not to the 20-yard line. So the coverage was good by Green Bay. And the Vikings will go from their 18-yard line. And we check the halftime stats. What catches your eye there, Hank? A couple of turnovers.
Yeah, turnovers have really been the difference. The Minnesota Vikings have had the ball about 5 minutes more than the Green Bay Packers. They lead in total yards. But basically, here's a quarterback scene. Dill's 11 of 18 for 137 and 1 touchdown. Dickey 10 of 19 for 197.
Minnesota operates into the wind here in the third quarter. And they're at their 18-yard line. Give to Ted Brown. And Brown comes across the 20. He got about 3, and Braggs made another tackle. Braggs, number 73. He's from Alabama. From the games that we've seen, Hank, he's coming on to be one of the better linemen in the game.
He's getting better and better every week. There's no question about that, Jack, and he's doing a good job here this afternoon. He's big and he's strong and responds very well.
We have a player shaken up over on the other side of the field. Apparently it's Terry LeCount of the Vikings, so we'll take a timeout here with Minnesota out in front by 7.
Toyota is turning the truck world upside down.
And the same in Minnesota, too, where they're sold out for every game. Second down. Incomplete. But a very fine defensive play being made on McCullum by number 24, Johnny Gray. Gray's timing was exquisite.
Play action fake, and not a very good fake again. Of course, I like to see a fake with the ball rather than the hand, but he's got plenty of time to throw the ball. It's right on the money, but the timing of the hit by Gray was excellent.
Exquisite.
Exquisite. It's too fancy for me, Jack.
14-17 left in the third quarter. The Vikings on top. 10-3, but unless they do something on this third down play, they'll have to kick it away. Tim Lewis is in as the extra Green Bay back. Jump ball for Brown. He can't get it. Boy, Dills made a pretty good throw under duress. And a big rush was put on by Ezra Johnson. He nailed him just as he threw, but we can see that Dills is a tough cookie.
He is, and he hangs in there tough. He's got a lot of poise, and he's got a good arm. He'd deliver that ball very well, considering the fact he's thrown into that strong wind.
And even then he overthrew it a bit. Here's Greg Coleman with his third punt of the day. Philip Epps, who already had 1 touchdown this year on a punt return, is back to get it. Good snap. Plenty of time. A terrible kick. A terrible kick. The ball is at the Green Bay 48-yard line. There's a trick to punting into the wind. And evidently Coleman didn't do it very well that trip. It was only a 27-yard punt.
When you kick it,
there'll be a lot of attention paid to that one. Here is Ellis breaking 1 tackle and picking up some good yards. Dick Stockton and Tommy Heinsohn will tell you about it next Saturday at 3:45 Eastern Time. It's that time of year. Scott Studwell was the tackler for the Vikes on Gary Ellis. And he picked up 6.
The team that has a win in the fourth quarter, which will be Minnesota, will really have a distinct advantage. That's a very important time to have the win.
Second down and 4. Ivory and Meade in the backfield.
They got a one-on-one on Lofton on the other side there.
Here's a toss to Meade. He dived down to the 37. And he got a first down with that last effort. Fred McNeil, number 54, was the defender. And it is a first down. They have a lot of big backs in this Green Bay backfield. Ivory 214, Ellis 225, Meade 224, Clark 230. Looks like Green Bay has a little something going for it.
Yeah, it's important that they do something about the opportunity they have here, Jack, and do something with momentum.
Good penetration was made by the linebacker Matt Blair. And then Studwell and others finished it off. Charlie Johnson is the nose guard in the three-man front of these Vikings, and he can really plug things up, can he?
Well, he's 6'3", 275. When you're that big, you ought to be able to plug him up. 7-year pro, 31 years old, trade from Philadelphia in 1982.
He just got tired of working so hard at Philadelphia for Dick Vermeil.
Yeah, wanted to make a change, and he's a good one.
Second down and 10. No gain on that last play. And intercepted again. For the second time today by Minnesota. This time the other cornerback, Willie Teal, picked it off. And Teal has been a big part of this game.
He threw it behind him is all that happened. He was rolling to his left. He does not throw nearly as well on the move as he does from the pocket. Throws it outside. Look at it. Jefferson's got him beat, but the ball is thrown inside, and he makes the interception.
Lynn Dickey was just intercepted for the second time today. The third Green Bay turnover. The turnover stopped them on the 5, and it stopped this drive. And the tackle was made by Wingo on Ted Brown. Minnesota prior to today had been very good in the interception department.
16 interceptions coming into the game.
And then 2 today.
And then they had 25 sacks. Pretty strong.
There was a gain of only 1.5 yards by Ted Brown. There's Bud Grant. He's trying to win his 6th game of the year. His career record is behind Steve Owens now in all-time wins. There goes Darren Nelson outside. The good speed of the linebacker, Mike Douglas, prevented the block. And the ball comes across the 35, and it's going to be third down about 1.5 yards.
Douglas took a good pursuit angle, and had he not taken the correct posture on that play, he'd have been gone for a long gain on that counter play. They continue to run the counter plays, and they're doing a pretty good job with them. They have a good package, a counter play. They give it to the fullback, the first back through, and then also they have a play action pass from that sequence. So it's a pretty good package, good balance.
And the Packers are playing without George Cumbie. Their inside linebacker was injured during the first half. Third down in the yard. Brown following Ricky Young. And a first down, and a flag has been thrown. Mike McCoy made the tackle. The flag came down, but Brown had picked up yardage out to the 48-yard line of the Vikings. And a penalty is going to be against Minnesota. Apparently, after they had done all of the good work, there was a late flag. Apparently, it's going to be against the Vikings. Could it be a holding call? Ricky Young was clearing the path. Ted Brown talks it over with the official. And Rick Young pleads his case.
It didn't look like, judging from the reaction of Ted Brown, he didn't do a very good selling job on what happened.
If the play stands, it's going to be out at the Minnesota 48 or 49. Brown is irate.
Not only that, he's a little disturbed, too.
You better be careful with what he says, because that'll bring another flag down. Penalty all the way back to the 30-yard line.
Helping the runner, number 34.
The call is against Ricky Young for aiding the runner, helping the runner. Watch number 34.
He's the lead back, number 34. Watch this. There he goes through the hole. Gets tangled up, but makes a block, and then turns around. I don't know how they could call that play on Ricky Young. No way. That's a bad call. If that's what they called, that's a bad call, Jack.
You could be the official's brother and couldn't make a case for him.
No way. No way that's a penalty.
Well, they move the ball back to the 28-yard line. They call that aiding the runner. I'll be darned. It's a call that you seldom see or hear. And here's a timeout called by Minnesota, stopping the clock with 11:07 left for Minnesota at their 28. That last call, the penalty was marked off from the spot of the foul, and makes it third down. Third and 9. Bills, who just used the timeout, is back to throw. And the defensive man fell down, and that's a first down out near the 45-yard line. Sammy White caught it and was driven back, but that's a first down.
Timmy Lewis fell down, number 26 on the play. He had him man for man. And they don't get a pass rush again. Look at the good passing lane the quarterback has right down the middle. He throws it inside to Sammy White. But again, the key was that Timmy Lewis, number 26, slipped and fell on the coverage.
All of this after the interception by Willie Teal. First down for the Vikings at their own 45. White, as you can see, has caught 4. McCollum to the left. White to the right. And that's good for 4 yards. To me, it's astounding, Hank, the tackle made by Charles Johnson. If they can line up in a one-back setup, run the ball to Brown straight ahead and make 4, 5, 6 yards as they do.
It just emphasizes what the game is all about, Jack. It's a game of blocking, tackling, and execution. And when the offensive linemen do a good, it doesn't make any difference how many guys you got in the backfield. If the offensive line get a good push, which they're doing on that kind of a play, well, that's all that's necessary. The back's going to find running room.
And Brown got 4. It's 2nd and 6. Here's a first down run for Minnesota to the Green Bay 44-yard line. Tackled by Anderson. Here's Brent Musburger.
Jack, all the rain and nasty weather is keeping the scores down around the league. The Jets finally got their second touchdown. They've gone up on Atlanta by 14. Scott Durkin right up the middle. It's 14-zip. Let's go back to Jack and Hank.
Earlier, Harper had run for 78 yards. Then Durkin with a long run, and so the Jets have their lead, and here the Vikings are on the move into the wind here in the third quarter. First down at the Green Bay 44-yard line. Short pass to Darren Nelson, and that's another first down. Inside the 35 to the 34 with Wingo hanging on, and Bill's doing great work.
He really is. I'm really impressed with the way he's playing here this afternoon, and evidently he's played that way in all the games that he started. They're 4-1 with him at the helm at the quarterback, and you have to be impressed with the way this young guy's handling this club.
Down to the Green Bay 34-yard line. 8:20 left in the third quarter. First down run by Darren Nelson. I don't know if Green Bay is just being picked apart by the play calling, or if they're a little tired out there.
No, they're not tired, Jack. They're running a counter play consistently well all afternoon, and there was another counter play in the last one. And Darren Nelson saw the running room, took advantage of it, got up the field as soon as he possibly could, and they pick up another first down. That's all that's happening. They're doing a good job of blocking them up front, talking about the Minnesota Vikings.
Good block. Hamilton, a very good block. Here goes Nelson running right, waits for his blocks, cuts it upfield, and he gets about 4 or 5 yards with that carry. Now we have 7:15 left in the third quarter, and Nelson needs a little breather, equipment repair or whatever. John Anderson made that last tackle. Nelson got 5 with that run.
On this kind of a day, Jack, it's very important that you are able to play well defensively, because your offense is having a little problem, and you got to win 2 out of 3 battles to win the war. You got to win 2 out of 3, and so far Green Bay is not doing very well on defense.
Ed Brown squeezed down inside the 15. That's another first down. Ezra Johnson made the tackle. down at the 12. Fans don't like the way their team here at Green Bay is unable to stop the Minnesota attack.
And if the Minnesota Vikings score going into this strong wind, boy, it's going to be tough for Green Bay to come back in the fourth quarter because they're going to have to rely on the passing game. It'll be tough to throw into that wind.
Brown is way over 100 yards, 133 yards. Now he's down to the 5-yard line. And it's going to be second down and 3, and you can hear the restless fans here in Green Bay as the Vikings are just tearing them up. Why is all this happening like this, Hank?
That was
offensive line?
That was a trap play. Jim Huff, the left guard, trapping on the play. They created good running room for the back, Ted Brown, to go right through there. But the key was a good block by Jim Huff, number 51, the left guard.
The ball is at the 5. Laughlin made that last tackle. Trying for the first down. He's very close to it. See what kind of forward progress they give him. It very well could be, and it is, first and goal. He got as far as the 1-yard line. I didn't realize it with the good thrust that he had.
Well, they got a good shove. They got a good push that time by the offensive line. And the big thing right now, Jack, it's very obvious that the offensive line of the Minnesota Vikings are controlling the line of scrimmage. You hear that expression so many times, but that's what it takes, and that's what they're doing.
All of this after the interception by Willie Teal. Now the ball is at the 1. Gets a touchdown. Ted Brown gets his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. Wingo tackled him, but Brown just carried him into the end zone. And then makes it 16-3. Pretty good drive.
Here again, good movement on the part of the offensive line. Just enough of a crack for Ted Brown to make the seam and get in for the touchdown, and they get another 6 points with 4:42 left in the third quarter. And again, the impressive thing about the fact is the fact that they were able to do this going into this win.
Ricardo hasn't missed all year in the extra point department. There's a discussion amongst the officials. Steve Dills will hold the ball.
Illegal procedure. Number 24 went off the field on the wrong way. It'll be declined. Touchdown.
You know, when you go off the field, you have to go off on your side of the field only. You cannot go out through the end zone or off on the opponent's side of the field. An extra point try with Dills holding. It's 16-3 in favor of the Vikings. Extra point is good. We have 4:42 left in the third quarter.
7-14. Boy, that's strong. Especially going into the wind, Jeff.
Manny Ricardo will kick it off, and the deepest man for Green Bay is Harlan Huckleby. He has averaged 19 yards plus per kickoff return. Ricardo kicks a floater, and it is picked up by Gray. He's across the 20 to the 25 and out to the 30-yard line. Johnny Gray returned that kick. No chance for Ricardo to get that ball down to the goal line. Next Sunday is a doubleheader day on CBS Sports. Dallas against the Giants. These Vikings travel to St. Louis, and then the second game of the doubleheader. The action you will see will either be the Rams in Miami or Green Bay at Cincinnati, and Dan Marino's having another good day for the Dolphins.
He's really come on like gangbusters, hasn't he, since he's taken over the responsibility of the #1 quarterback for the Miami Dolphins.
There's a first down call for the Packers. They stay on the ground to Ivory, outside, inside, 5-6 yards. Eddie Lee Ivory got a half a dozen. 4:20 left in the third quarter. Blair Martin made the Minnesota tackle. Blair 59. Doug Martin number 79.
A lot of people are wondering why the Green Bay Packers are not throwing the ball more than they are. And you know what's happening, Jack, on 1st and 10. The Minnesota Vikings are playing with 5 defensive backs, and so they figure they can run against those 5 defensive backs, and I'm sure that's why they haven't thrown the ball more than they have in the second quarter.
And they have the wind here in the third quarter. Talking about Green Bay. They start Meade in motion. A toss to Ivory. Ivory got a first down. Out to the Green Bay 45. They were stopped on interception the last time. They've turned the ball over 3 times. Aside from those turnovers, it's an even game. Willie Teal made that tackle. Teal and McNeil.
And really the only difference in the game, really, other than the turnovers, is the fact that Minnesota has been able to run the ball better than the Green Bay Packers.
Ball at the Green Bay 46. 3:15 left in the third quarter. Clock run. Lofton to the right. Jefferson left. Any moment they're liable to strike with those fine wide receivers. First down run by Gary Ellis down to the Minnesota 42. And that's why they're able to run, Hank, because of the extra back in there and the lack of that linebacker.
Well, they're playing now. On this kind of a play, it really doesn't make that much difference. He just did a good job of running. The linebackers overran the play, and Ellis took advantage of it in good shape. But the linebackers have to maintain inside leverage on the back to make sure he doesn't cut back. They overran the play. He cut back, and that's why he was able to make the big game.
And an Invest made the tackle. Another Green Bay first down.
Look at all the room on the left side, Jack.
Let's see if he looks over there. Dickey throws long, open, inside the 20-yard line. That's the first one that Kaufman has caught today, isn't it?
It is. It is, and they wound up double covering the outside receiver that time, Jefferson. The tight end was 1 for 1. Here we see it. The linebackers blitzing Studwell in the middle. It's a play-action fake. He sets up nicely, throws right down the middle, right down the hash mark on the numbers, and he makes the catch, Kaufman, and they pick up the first down on about the 17-yard line.
Well, as Minnesota rolled down the field for a touchdown, Green Bay's going back the other way just as efficiently. Have a first down at the 16.
Now they're playing with 4 defensive backs and 3 linebackers.
And Dickey's going to throw. First thing, well, it may not be a first down. Very close to it. The pass to Kaufman again, who finally learned that the tight end was in the game.
Well, but you see, but before they had 5 defensive backs, they ran. Now they got 4 defensive backs and they're throwing the ball, and it's a good scheme. They know what they're doing. They throw the ball to Kaufman on his own defense, and he's the guy that's open. And he takes the ball down to about the 8.
They have marked the ball down now at the Minnesota 7, second down and 1.
See, now they got 4 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and 4 defensive backs.
Kaufman has caught 3 passes, 2 in a row. Second down. Looking for 6. No, as Lofton had to go too deep over Willie Teal. Teal's 5'10", and Lofton is 6'3".
But Teal knocked it right out of his hand, Jack. He had it. It looked like there was a blitz. 1-for-1 coverage. They're working on Teal. Watch this now. And he knocked it right out of his hand.
After he had it, Lofton had it, and Teal made him cough it up. And so it's third down and 1 at the 7.
He was in the process of bringing the ball down, and on the way down, he knocked it right out of there. Great play, really, by Willie Teal.
44 seconds left in the third quarter. They'll try to get the first down now. And they get it with Ivory to the 5. Ivory's the one who fumbled down at the 5-yard line earlier. It'll be first and goal from the 5-yard line. Now they may have to try to get in down at the other end of the field because we have only 25 seconds left in the third quarter. This is a good game, isn't it?
It really is a good game. It certainly is.
First and goal at the 5. Now they don't have to snap the ball, but they could. We're down to 5 seconds left in the third quarter. Here's Dickey to Ivory, and no gain, and then he got about a half a yard. It'll be second and goal from the 4 or 5-yard line after we march down to the other end of the field. Quarter, Hank Stram and Jack Buck with you from Green Bay, Lambeau Field. Second and goal for the Packers. It's imperative they get in. They trail 17-3. Ellis in motion. Dickey rolling, throwing. Ellis. And the pass pass is a touchdown to John Jefferson. They sent Ellis and Jefferson into the same area.
They had three people on the right side, and how he got the ball, I tell you, it was a beautiful pass. A beautiful pass.
That changes the complexion of this one.
Holding defense declined touchdown.
Defensive holding was called, and it was declined. Well, that touchdown drive came after the...
There's always a lot of
short
excitement
punt.
when you kick extra points against Minnesota. They block so many of them. You got to get the ball up fast.
Stenerud is trying to do it. He got it up and he got it through. And it makes it 17-10.
Here's a replay. Watch. They send a man in motion across the formation. Dickey rolls to his right. He's got three people out there. Look at the room he's got. The linebacker, Blair, is going into the picture. Boy, I tell you, he threw the ball exactly where it had to be thrown, and Ellis was in the wrong spot, ran the wrong pattern.
Teams with impressive drives during that third quarter, although Green Bay scored the touchdown in the first 4 seconds of the last quarter, and kicking off is Garcia.
I wouldn't kick the ball up in the air this time, Jack. I'd try to kick a knuckleball and make him feel it on the ground.
It is Redwine and Nelson back. And this ball is going to be returned. And it is Nelson picking his way across the 25. And let's watch that last Green Bay touchdown one more time. There was a lot of traffic in the corner.
They roll out to the right. They got three receivers out there, and Ellis, number 31, is in the wrong spot. He's very close to Jefferson, and one bullet would have got both of them. But he still made the catch in spite of the wrong route by Gary Ellis, number 31.
Robert Brown made the tackle on the kickoff at the Minnesota 26. And there's Johnny Jefferson, John Jay. He caught the touchdown pass. Now let's see if the Vikings can crank it up again. Nelson. He is buried before he got to the 30-yard line.
It looks like the defense is a little bit more inspired than they have been. They responded very well to that counter play and made the tackle. A lot of green shirts around the ball carrier, specifically 7.
Including Mike McCoy, who led the charge, along with Ezra Johnson. Well, what has happened on first down today? Green Bay in the first half has picked up big yards. In the second half, even more. We have an injury to contend with. That's Mike McCoy, who made the tackle, who is stretched out down there in the field. It'll be feels good today here in Green Bay. The temperature is in the mid-40s. Vikings trying to get their offense rolling. 2nd down and 4 from the 29-yard line. Let's start with some scores of other games. The Bears were ahead, have been ahead throughout, lead 7-3 in the 4th quarter. And the Jets, with 3 touchdown runs, lead Atlanta in the 3rd quarter, 21-0. Washington by 21 over Detroit in the 3rd quarter. And it is New England ahead of Buffalo 7-0 in the 3rd quarter. Brent mentioned that the scores were way down, but Cincinnati is back ahead of Cleveland after 3 sight touchdown passes. Kansas City hangs on to their 10-7 lead in the 3rd quarter over Houston. Miami, Marino having a good day, leading 21-0 at the half. 3rd down and 3 here. Bills waited for someone to break loose and then threw the ball intended for Sammy White, incomplete. And Green Bay would score just a moment ago, about a minute and a half ago, is going to get the ball back again. I think Sammy White fell down.
They got 5 receivers out on the play. Nobody in the backfield this time, and Sammy White is coming across the middle. He has to stop. The ball is thrown way over the top. He falls down, but it didn't make any difference. The ball was thrown poorly and went right way over the top of his head.
This is Greg Coleman to punt. He's kicking with the wind. And still not too hot a kick. A Minnesota roll, however, and out of bounds inside the 35. But Green Bay is in a pretty good spot to try to roll down for the tying touchdown. Guys in our CBS truck, guys and gals, are hoping for a little overtime here today.
Yeah, they really are.
They're 14-17 left in the game. The Packers are back at their 33-yard line, trailing by 7. They've had 3 turnovers. Oh, what a big rush that was. Chasing through is Doug Martin. He just crunched his way in there, and they sacked Dickey for the 4th time today.
They didn't have anybody on the line of scrimmage at the tight end position. They had 2 backs and 3 wide receivers. And there's a leak inside. Number 79, Doug Martin, comes through there and makes the tackle on Lynn Dickey.
At the 25, a loss of 8.
2nd and 18, and that's a bad way to start a drive when you're trying to get back in a game.
It's a situation like these, Hank, that lead to turnovers. 2nd down. Four-man rush. Dickey has time, steps up, and incomplete. There goes a penalty flag. They finally threw it. It was Jefferson, the intended receiver, and the field judge had to come all the way from the end of the field to throw the flag. He was the last one to throw it, and the call is going to be against Minnesota. Either Turner or Studwell. Let's see who did it.
Watch Jefferson come down the field.
Pass interference, number 27, 1st down.
It was John Turner. Watch it.
Yeah, no question about that. No question about that one.
They gave him a little hip. Down came the flag, and that's a 1st down at the Green Bay 36. 12:44 left in the game. That's the 5th time they've sacked him, and that's Martin again, and that was with a straight 4-man rush, Hank.
Yeah, but he was trying to roll out to our left and throw a screen back to the right side, and the people over there, 75, specifically, Reedy did a terrific job of reading the play. Randy Holloway, he was right out there to make the play. He was a policeman patrolling the area on the play, and that's why he really got a shot right on the top of the head. It's a wonder he didn't get called.
They were going to try to get it out to Mike Meade. Holloway plugged it up, and Doug Martin made the sack.
I tell you, Minnesota really done a good job on those counter screens.
And it's 2nd down and 20.
This is where you got to be careful that you don't get one picked off.
And a diving catch, and good yards by Jefferson, and he picked up 18. It's going to be 3rd and 2. Boy, that guy, the fellas like Jefferson and Lofton can really bring you back in a hurry.
Yes, they can. But here again, the key was there was no pass rush. Look at now. Watch Dickey step and throw. When he can do that, throwing into the wind, he's terrific. If he doesn't have good footing and the step and throw rhythm, he doesn't throw the ball nearly as well. Nor does any quarterback. But that was right on the money inside to John Jefferson. But the key was that he didn't have any kind of a pass rush.
It is 3rd down and 2. In the backfield, fake to him on 3rd down, and a 1st down pass. Was that man eligible? It was Kitson, number 64. Evidently, he had reported to the official, and there was a tackle eligible play on 3rd down.
He was playing tight end, Jack. He was playing tight end.
But he had reported.
Yeah, had to report, but he's a good athlete. They like him very much. All he did was he was looking downfield, but he dumped the ball. He wasn't trying to hit him, but he had to dump it off because he was open on the play. They had good coverage downfield on a play-action pass.
That keeps the drive going with 10:35 left in the game. 1st down at the Viking 47. Here's Eddie Lee Ivory running with the ball, corralled by Martin again. Doug Martin has made numerous tackles in the past few moments of this game, number 79.
Boy, he is really strong. He's not overly large. He's 6'3", 255, a 4-year pro from the University of Washington. Drafted 1 in 1980, but he's been gangbusters in the middle of that defensive line so far.
He had come into the game with 3.5 sacks. And he has some more today. 2nd down and 9. was putting pressure on again.
He really was putting pressure, and again, Dickey had to throw the ball before he had a chance to get set up and throw the ball. Just threw it away, and right before he got hit by Martin.
Now Green Bay is faced with a 3rd down and 9 at the 46 of the Vikings, with 9:47 remaining in the game. Minnesota leading 17-10. Epps comes to the left, along with Jefferson. Lofton to the right. Dickey throws, and it was bumped away by Rufus Bess. Bess got a hand on it, intended for Ivory. It's 4th down, and Green Bay is not going to gamble. They have ample time. They're going to punt the ball.
They had man-for-man coverage. Bess covering Ivory on the play, and he really did a super job of making the coverage work. He tried to force it in there, and luckily, anytime you throw the ball into that many people and it's deflected, there's always a chance for a ricochet ball and an interception. He was lucky that it didn't happen on that play.
Rufus Bess is back to get this punt. In fact, Minnesota has 3 deep men, so we may see a reverse. Here's Scribner trying to kick the ball toward the sideline, and a fair catch is called for and covered at about the Minnesota 17-yard line. For the clock. First down at their 17. Ted Brown, Casper in motion. Pass to Brown. Tough to bring down. He comes out to the 30 for a first down. The tackle by John Anderson. They sent Casper in motion one way, slipped Brown out in the other direction.
They faked to Brown. They love to run that play going in for touchdowns, and they liked that time. They ran it deep in their own territory. They faked to Brown and rolled to the right and then throw back to Brown, and normally the coverage leaves, and he was wide open on the play and got the ball out of soup, so to speak, and good field position, 1st and 10, Minnesota. But they liked that play and executed very well.
9 minutes left, clock running. And another 5-yard pickup by Ted Brown. Tackle made by the nose man, Charlie Johnson.
And again, the counterplay, same thing. Riley, left tackle, number 78, is pulling on the play, leading the back, and the back takes advantage of any kind of a seam he sees. There's Bud Grant looking on from the sideline and taking information from Jerry Burns, who is calling the plays from upstairs.
2nd down and 5. 8:15 left. Some people, doesn't he? He got 3 or maybe 4. It's going to be 3rd down, about 1.5 yards.
Another trap. Jim Huff, number 51, pulling on the play, and they take it right up the middle.
And Charlie Johnson made another tackle for the Packers. 7:45 left. 3rd down and 1 yard. Put in the 2 tight ends.
This Minnesota team is very unpredictable. You might see a play-action pass here, Jack. You never know.
That 3rd down play didn't make it. Did not make it. And so let's see what the Vikings are inclined to do. Probably send their punting team out there.
Remember what they did at Cleveland the first game of the season. We thought sure they were going to punt the ball, and they ran it. They got to punt it here, though.
They had put Hoffman out on the wing. David Hoffman trying to help with the blocking, but nothing cleared out. And John Anderson led the defensive charge for Green Bay. And Coleman punting with the wind. With 7 minutes left, will be kicking to Philip Epps, who's inside his 20-yard line. So we've had an exchange of punts here lately.
Coleman came into the game with a 42-yard average and hasn't kicked nearly that well here this afternoon.
He's due for a good one. And he does get a good one. Epps driven back to the 15-yard line, runs back to the 10, and did not ever get back to the 15. So Green Bay has 6 minutes and 36 seconds left. They trail by 7. The tackle by Dennis Johnson, and the Pack had the ball. They had to punt. They hope for better results with this possession, starting at their 13-yard line. Flags are down. Dickey throws, and it's incomplete.
James White was offside on the play, though, Jack, 72, and they'll have a chance to accept the penalty and get 5 yards on the play. James White, 72, offside.
John Swain got his hand on the ball, and the penalty will be accepted by Green Bay, if we're correct here.
Offside, number 72, first down.
Those officials are so used to saying holding that Freddie Wyant couldn't restrain himself. It is first down and 5. 6:32 left in the game.
They're playing without a tight end. They're playing with 2 backs and 3 outside receivers.
Dickey throws, and it's caught. And both feet were inbounds by Phillip Epps. Haven't seen much of him, what with Lofton and Jefferson. First down.
The key again, he has time to throw. Steps and throws on the outside. I know you're here, probably get tired of hearing me say that, but that's the key. It's a very important factor. So many times you see the flight of the ball and wonder what happened, but it's always because the quarterback throws the ball poorly because he doesn't throw with his feet and his legs, and that time he did it and got it right on the money.
Out to the Packer 30-yard line.
Blitz.
Here comes Ellis. 5 yards, 7 yards. Gary Ellis with a big run, and the pull down by Joey Browner. They like Browner, Hank. He was their #1 pick. A very talented family, aren't they?
Yeah, they better like him. You know, drafted a #1 like they did. He's 6'2", 205, a rookie 23 from USC, but he's a good athlete. And as you mentioned, they like him very much.
We're down to exactly 6 minutes left, and now the clock running. Browner got 3 yards, 7 yards, and it's 2nd and 3. Here's a first down run by Mike Meade out to midfield. The place is rocking.
And they ran right inside of Elshire, number 73, the defensive right end, against a team that uses so much zone defense. There you see it. Good blocking. Eddie Lee Ivory had a chance to make a block but missed completely. But anytime you have a team that plays a zone, Jack, you ought to be able to screen. They can't screen, you ought to draw. They've abandoned the screens and are drawing very well now.
Ball at midfield. 5:15 left. Clock running. First down. And they nail Lynn Dickey for a 10-yard loss. Neil Elshire got in there, number 73. He's their $100 man.
Yep, they got him on waivers for $100 from the Washington Redskins 2 years ago.
And they nailed Dickey again.
Number 6 sacks. Number 6 in this game. Boy, that's strong. You know, Elshire had a great game last week against the Houston Oilers. He had 6 tackles, 9 assists, 3 sacks, a block pass, a fumble recovery, and a forced fumble. That's the only thing he did last week.
2nd down and 20. Pass was up a bit too high as he tried to get it out there, and it was well covered. John Turner was there. And the pass was intended for the rookie out of Arkansas, Jesse Clark, number 33. It is 3rd down and 20. Here's a critical play.
Boy, the reaction to the pass was excellent that time by Turner, number 27. Got in there just in time to knock the ball loose.
Uh-oh, look at the clock now. 4:35 is all that is left in this game. 3rd and 20. They don't make it here, and then they punt. They may never get the ball back. Sensational. First down at the 39. Phillip Epps. Sensational.
You don't make him any better than that. I'll tell you, young kid Epps, number 85, Watch the top of the screen. He's got a guy right on him. Gets off the line of scrimmage. He gives him a little shove. Look at him. Makes an inside move and then breaks outside on number 29, John Swain. Sensational catch. Just sensational.
It was 3rd and 20, and they got 21 yards on the play.
A lot of times you see guys run the pattern. They wind up with 19, Jack. A great move by Epps.
First down. A flag is down. A flag has been thrown away from the play where Jefferson was tangling with Turner. Meanwhile, Ellis caught the ball, and we'll see who the flag is against.
It might be on Jefferson running right into the defensive backs.
No, it's defensive holding. So they're going to decline the penalty and take the play down to the Minnesota 23 and another first down.
Holding, number 27, declined, first down.
So Gary Ellis' catch of the ball stands down to the 23. As Green Bay tries to tie it up.
This would be a good time for a draw play, Jack. They ran a couple of them early, very successfully. They were expecting a rush. It could be a good time for a draw.
Green Bay started back at their 13-yard line.
They're playing with 6 defensive backs.
Dickey throws it into the end zone. Lofton. Incomplete. Lofton with great body control. Stop, turn, jump. And then couldn't hang on to it with Tommy Hannon, number 45, covering.
And you talk about a good release. Dickey, again, was about to get a shot from the right up front that time. He got rid of the ball just in time, and it's amazing he threw it so well.
There's a flag down on the field, which we didn't see immediately. And it's going to be against Green Bay. That was 1st and 10, and now it's going to be 1st and 20 at the 33.
Holding, number 61, first down.
David Drexler holding on the play, number 61, the left guard.
Well, they overcame a sack a moment ago. It's 1st and 20 at the 33. Intercepted in the end zone by Swain. His 2nd of the day and his 4th of the year, by the way. And the 4th turnover for Green Bay comes with 3:30 left in the game.
No chance in the play, Jack. He delivered the ball. He saw pressure up the middle. He delivered the ball downfield, trying to get it outside to Jefferson, but no chance whatsoever. Throw it way inside, and the only guy that was open in the area was really John Swain, number 29, who made the interception.
It was intended for Epps.
Yep, sorry, it was Epps.
Well, we mentioned that earlier, Hank, on the holding call, 1st and 20. That's when a lot of turnovers come because teams try to chew it all up in one throw. And they went for the bundle into the end zone and didn't get it. Now 3:30 left in the game.
They got a lot of time yet, though, Jack. Thinking still they got to do a good job defensively.
And they did that time as the running play gathered about 3 yards. Tonight on CBS, we hope you're comfortable wherever you are, and we'll be able to enjoy 60 minutes. Alice, followed by One Day at a Time, the Jeffersons, Goodnight Beantown, and Trapper John, MD. A special edition of CBS News this evening will be presented, dealing with the Beirut situation. And it will follow the prime time schedule on CBS. 2nd and 7. Here's a reverse. And Leo Lewis got only to the 25-yard line. Lewis has played very little today. He's a scooter out of Missouri. He was tackled by Mike McCoy, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 5 with 2:30 left in the game. And now the clock is stopped because of a Green Bay injury. Mike McCoy is shaken up for the 2nd time today after making that tackle. It stops the clock with 2:29 left and 3rd and 5 confronting Minnesota, with the Vikings leading 17-10. Vikings, by the way, as we head down the stretch here, have 2 timeouts remaining, and Green Bay has 3. Well, 4 turnovers, along with a half a dozen sacks of Lynn Dickey. And that's why the Vikings are where they are on the scoreboard.
And
next Sunday on CBS Sports, Dallas against the Giants. These Vikings travel to St. Louis to play, and it's a doubleheader day on CBS. And the second half of the doubleheader will find the Rams at Miami. Miami might be catching Buffalo today in the standings. They start the clock.
First timeout.
And now Green Bay calls a timeout.
that was a good move, Jack, because you still have to win.
Here we go. 3rd and 5 at the 25 of Minnesota. A toss to Brown and a good tackle, and the Vikings are going to have to put it away. You saw Johnny Gray being spoken to on the sideline. I'll be darned, he was the one who got the ball. They probably told him, you follow Brown wherever he goes. Huddle of Green Bay. So we may see something specific on this punt return. Greg Coleman kicking with a win. Got off a good one last time.
One thing they won't do is rush the kicker, Jack. They can't afford to rough the kicker and let Minnesota maintain possession of the ball. They got to be careful here. They don't.
They stay away, and the punt hangs high. The coverage is pretty good. Epps takes it, and here's the reverse. We thought maybe something special would happen, but it didn't work. And the tackle is made back at the 22-yard line. So they reversed on the punt return, and they tried to get something going. But the tackle was made by Dennis Folks, the linebacker. And Green Bay has 1 minute and 48 seconds left. They have 2 timeouts and 80 yards to travel as they trail by 7.
And they have plenty of time. And Mark, that kick was 50 yards, a good one. It was a boomer.
And the coverage was terrific. Cincinnati beat Cleveland today. Dickey. Is out near midfield. Well, Gary Ellis makes some clutch catches, doesn't he? The tackle made by Tommy Hannon, and they put the ball down at the Green Bay 48. 1.5 minutes left. Clock running.
That was the same play he ran Monday night to set up that last drive.
And another first down to the 40-yard line. Ellis again. Like they're playing
second timeout.
Catch and a tie. Here Green Bay trails by 7. 1:15 left.
They got 6 defensive backs, 1 linebacker, 4 linemen.
Woo. Tried the running play and they lost a yard on the play. Randy Holloway was the tackler, number 75, and the clock runs down to the 1-minute mark as Green Bay lines up in a hurry. They cannot squander their last time out. They've got to get into the end zone. 55 seconds left. 2nd and 11. To the sideline to Ellis, but he is out of bounds, at least looking at it from a Green Bay viewpoint, stopping the clock with 49 seconds. And it's going to be 3rd down and long. It was Joey Browner doing the job on Gary Ellis that time. Well, this play calling has backfired here in the last moment, hasn't it, for Green Bay? They tried the run, and if it didn't work, you're going to be stuck, and they're stuck right now.
Well, they ran the draw play, and it looked like Ellis hurried the play too much, and that's why they didn't make more yardage on it than they did.
It is 3rd down, 3rd and 9. Dickey airs it out to the sideline. Came back and made another sensational catch over John Swain. The clock is running. We're down to 30 seconds. 1 timeout remaining for Green Bay. They have the ball down at the 14-yard line. They're down to 22 seconds. Dickey wastes it down and throws it away and stops the clock with 19 seconds left in the game. Boy, that Epps has made a couple of damage here. And we're going right down to the wire. The Vikings have been ahead throughout.
What?
Let's watch that last catch by Epps.
Watch Epps. Epps releases downfield, and watch Swain. He never sees the ball at all. And watch 29. He never sees it at all. Look at, he's looking at the, never looks at all, never sees it. Now he takes a look back, tries to find a receiver, and loses sight of the receiver and the ball. And that, yeah, and the great thing he does, really, is keep him in bounds. He does not let him get out of bounds, which is a good play on the part of Swain.
Okay, it's 2nd down and 10 from the 14. And there's contact made. Now let's see whether the offensive man moved. Who's it going to be against? It's going to cost somebody 5.
Looked like it might have been Holloway. Holloway.
That'll take the ball to the 9. It was Holloway who made contact. And of course, we still have 19 seconds left in the game.
Offside, number 79, 2nd down.
Green Bay trying to send this one into overtime. It is 2nd down and 5 at the 9. Green Bay has 1 timeout left. They trail by 7. 19 seconds remaining. A quickie, end zone, and Epps couldn't get it. 16 seconds left.
He threw that one too soon that time, Jack. Had he thrown it on the money, it would have been a touchdown. Epps had him beat. Willie Teal was covering on the play, number 37.
Now it is 3rd down. So Green Bay is down to their last 2 downs. They're at the 9. They need 5 for a 1st down. They need 9 for the touchdown. 16 seconds left. Lofton to the right. Epps and Jefferson to the left. Flags are down. A flag has been thrown away from the play. It was intended for Lofton, covered by Hannon, and a flag came down away from the play, and it's against Minnesota.
I think it was Matt Blair. I think it was against Matt Blair.
It was an illegal check away from the play. That one really hurts the Vikings with 9 seconds left. And this will be 1st and goal from the 4.
Illegal contact, number 37. That's a 1st down.
And it is a 1st down. It's 1st and goal. The call was against Willie Teal, and it's 1st and goal. 9 seconds left.
Boy, what a contest, huh?
17 to 10. Minnesota leads. 9 seconds left. 1st and goal from the 4. Lofton and Jefferson are both to the left. Kaufman's in the game. You got to watch him. You got to watch him. Incomplete. Incomplete to Kaufman. A good defensive hit was made by John Swain, and he made him give it up.
And boy, here again, he doesn't drop those kind of passes very often. Look at it, right inside. He's got to jump right on top. He had the ball and
really
just dropped it. He just dropped it, Jack.
He really had the ball for what would have been the tying score.
John Swain made the tackle, but had nothing to do with his dropping the football. He should have caught it.
Now we only have 5 seconds left. And it's 2nd and goal from the 4. And the pass has got to go into the end zone. This may be the last play of the game. Touchdown! It was Mike Meade, the running back, who caught it with 2 seconds left. Minnesota. He's got to get the ball up fast. Stenerud has him We're tied 17-17. Okay, we're going into overtime, folks. With the win, he should get it deep. Huckabee from the one. 10, 15, 20, 25. This is the start of a 15-minute period, as you know. And the first team that scores any points will win it. John Turner bumped Huckabee out of bounds, and Lynn Dickey comes on and will try to move his team from the 25. I think I noticed on that last scoring drive by Green Bay that the Vikings really laid low in the blitzing department, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They tried to. They had 6 defensive backs in the game, Jack. 1 linebacker and 4 linemen. And they were hoping that they could make them make some kind of a mistake and stop themselves.
Ellis got 6 tough yards. I mean tough yards. Bess and Turner finally dragged him down.
That's usually the time that Minnesota does a good job of scraping the ball loose. Bess had him low, and it looked like Turner would go for the ball, but he didn't in that particular case. Had he done so, he might have been able to get the ball.
2nd down and 4. We're not going to worry about the clock for a while now. I figured this would be a good throwing down. He forced it in there, and what happened? It is ruled incomplete. He tried to get it to Kaufman. Heavy coverage by Tommy Hannon. 3rd down and 4.
And Blair was also there. Boy, he had to be a magician to get that ball in there to him that time.
Gary Ellis comes back in, as you see, brings a play in from the sideline to Lynn Dickey. Dickey has been in spots like this before, his 14th year out of Kansas State. We're tied 17 all. We're in overtime. 3rd and 4. Yes, Irene Ellis. What a time to get sacked. Joey Browner came and brought him down, number 47. Well, they didn't lay low this time, and that's the 7th sack of Dickey, and they'll have to punt.
Nobody blocked Browner on the play at all, number 47, coming from the outside.
And now the punter, Scribner, will have to kick into the wind. Rufus Bess is back to get it at the 40-yard line.
Tough situation for him. He kicks the ball very high, and it's going to do a lot of funny things up there, Jack. He won't get much distance, probably.
A line drive kick, and Minnesota is going to stay away from it, and they'll get the ball at their 42-yard line in great field position. Brown and Darren Nelson are in the backfield for Steve Bills. They're not going to waste any time. Long to the sideline, and Nelson couldn't hang on. Nelson could not hang on with the linebacker Laughlin chasing him. 2nd and 10. Try to chew up a big hunk of the yardage there.
Boy, they had a man-for-man situation with a linebacker on the back, man for man, and boy, no chance whatsoever for him to cover the back. He was wide open, just dropped the football.
2nd down and 10. Bob Brewer is in as a tight end. He's on the right side. He's a better pass catcher than Casper. Drops it off short to Brewer. 1st down and out of bounds at the 43-yard line. I'm right, am I not, Hank, that Brewer is to be considered a better receiver than Casper? Or maybe they're about even?
I would think they're even. I wouldn't say he's better, Jack. I sure wouldn't. Casper's an excellent receiver. He's a bigger guy right now than he was when he started playing for the Oakland Raiders. But he is still an excellent receiver, very sure-handed receiver. Right now, I think they like him better as a blocker because he doesn't know the system nearly as well.
Brewer stays in there, and it's a 1st down at the Green Bay 43. Another pass, wide open, and caught Caught a touchdown pass earlier today. He bobbled that one a little bit, but then put it away. And I bet Benny Ricardo along the Vikings sideline is anticipating an entry into this game.
Play action fake, faking up the middle, sets up nicely. Douglas is blitzing on a play, doesn't get there, and finally Lee makes the tackle on Sammy White, but not until after he makes that first down.
The other overtime game just ended. Kansas City beat Houston 13-10 on a Lowry field goal. From the 30, Brown got a couple of good blocks, and he's down near the 25. Already the Vikings are in danger territory. Mike Douglas and Rich Wingo made the tackle. George Cumbie has not returned to this game after leaving with an apparent knee injury for the close of the first half. We're tied 17-all, and we are in overtime. Rich Wingo trying to rally the defensive forces of Green Bay. Second down and 6. That's a first down carry by Ted Brown. And the Pack is getting into deep trouble here. It was Johnny Gray, the tackler. The Vikings are already in a spot where they could try a field goal, and here it's a big coaching decision, Hank, is how long do you continue to handle the ball before you try that field goal?
Well, I think you try to get as close as you possibly can. That last play was a trap play, Jack, and they executed. The timing of it was excellent, and the Green Bay was blitzing, and they caught him in the blitz.
The ball's at the 18-yard line. Brown again. He's down near the 14-yard line. I don't think they'll throw the ball anymore, do you?
No, I don't think they will. They just keep banging away and moving the pile and trying to get it as close as they possibly can for Benny Ricardo.
Mark Murphy made that tackle. Brown, of course, is a sure-handed ball carrier. He has rushed for 179 yards and 28 carries. He's been a workhorse today. From the 15-yard line, Brown again. And a good tackle was made. A very good tackle by Murphy at the 13-yard line. Here comes the field goal unit. Here comes the Minnesota field goal unit to try to end it. Ricardo, who has been a big part of this Viking team this year, comes in.
This is a good move to kick it on third down, too, Jack, in case they have a problem. They still have another down to make the kick. The guy they have to concern themselves with is Gary Lewis, number 81, who has done such a good job of blocking kicks. They got to block him.
It's a 32-yard try. And it is good, and the game is over. Benny Ricardo kicked one through, and a 20-17 results.